him, you know?
Let me before
Yeah,
I forget, let me start recording. Okay,
yeah.
thank you. Hmm.
So I'm getting out of the limousine at the hotel where the conference is, and he's walking out. Dr. Emoto's walking out, and I'm a Yank, you know, and someone said, "Oh, that's Dr. Emoto over there," and
Uh-huh.
I, "Oh, I love his work. I'm going to go over and meet him." And I went over and I introduced myself, and then I gave him a hug.
Hmm.
That's not normal or natural. And I was holding him tight, and I could see him going like this, you know, like
Who
what this
in the
guy is.
world is this man? He would probably say.
And so I realized at some point, okay, he's not used to a hug and a squeeze. So I let go, you know, and I said, okay, great. Then we had our meeting and everything. On the last day,
Hmm.
we were at the last thing and he was leaving. And so I knew he was going back. So I went up and I was very much more formal. I said, Dr. Emoto, it was wonderful to meet you here and everything. And he grabbed me
Right.
and he gave me this hug, and I'm going like, and I thought, okay, we have a great connection.
Wonderful. Well, he was really happy. He was so excited that he was going to go continue to do the events with you.
Yeah,
So I remember that I was also excited because at that time I was already his assistant. So I was looking forward to this the future events with you, but he passed away. So, I was we were all so disappointed. But 2 years ago, as I went to Germany, I stopped by in Dorfen where Mr. Conrad is.
yes, the publisher.
Conrad, yeah, publisher,
Yeah,
Koha publisher, and Conrad and his wife took took me to some places, and we just talked about all these things that they used to share together. Doctor, when Conrad came to Japan, and how much fun they had together, and all that. I mean, it was just so wonderful to share those times with Conrad and with you too. And thank you so much for writing your beautiful notes here for this the message from water, the final. I
yes,
wanted to show you, it's in here in
yes.
page 89, well, in Japanese, and page 90 in English, and you
Yes.
explained how you met Dr. Emoto and how happy you were and how happy Dr. Emoto was. And it's just thank you, so wonderful to be able to interview you today. I was looking forward to it, and I hesitated for a long time because I wasn't sure if I would be able to interview you. So
Well, yes, here we are.
yes, yes, and I today, well, let me introduce you to everyone, even though I know that everybody knows about you, but just a little tiny bit. Let me introduce, okay, to my audience, just a little tiny bit. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I am Michiko Hayashi from Emoto Peace Project in Tokyo, Japan. And today, as you can tell, I am so excited and so happy and so proud that I can interview Dr. Bruce Lipton, and he told me to call him Bruce, so let me call him Bruce. and and Bruce, Dr. Bruce Lipton, is an internationally recognized leader in bridging science and spirit. And that's what I really love about him, because people don't these days people are connecting, more and more people are connecting science and spirituality. But probably about 10 years ago, so little people were able to connect science and spirit. But now he's been doing it as a scientist. Well, he's a
Ah,
yeah, STEM. You
and it
are.
works. It works so beautifully.
I know. Well, tell me about it. Well, he is a stem cell biologist and best-selling author also of the book called "The Biology of Belief." When we believe, our DNA starts to change, our health starts to improve. So please, Dr. Bruce Lipton, Bruce, share us with all of us about what you know, what you can tell about people. And I know that as everyone knows, Dr. Emoto, and we continue to take water crystal pictures from different words, different things, and we know that love and appreciation are the best, highest vibration, and it really affects our health, happiness, life, everything. And probably, it's not even probably, I know that environment and Mother Earth too.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And Mother Earth is asking us to pay attention
Mm-hmm.
because humans have separated themselves from nature for so long. Like nature is separate and we're humans. I go, no, we are animals in the garden of
Exactly.
nature.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
And oh, what, 300 years ago or more, the philosophy of science has a mission. What's the mission of science?
Mm-hmm.
400 years ago, the mission, and still the same one, is to obtain knowledge so we can dominate and control nature.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, you are nature. You can't control
You
nature.
can't.
You're a piece of nature. You have to learn to live in harmony with nature, not tell
Exactly.
nature what you
Harmony.
want.
Mm-hmm.
I say, we've been telling nature what we want and controlling nature for years. I say, how is that working? I
Mm-hmm.
go, we are in what is called the sixth mass extinction of life. I go, huh? Well, first of all, there must have been five mass extinctions before here. I go, life was at five different times. Life was thriving. The planet was rich.
Mm-hmm.
And some event caused up to 90% of life to disappear and start all over again. Five times this happened. The last
Wow.
time
Mm-hmm.
was 66 million years ago when the dinosaurs were here. And
Uh-huh.
we had all the forests and all that stuff. And a comet, a big
Mm-hmm.
comet, hit near Mexico and it caused the web of life to collapse.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, all the dinosaurs disappeared, and 75% of all life disappeared. And I say, and what about today? I say, well, that was five before. Today, we're in a new one called the sixth mass extinction.
Mm-hmm.
We're losing species of organisms every day faster than even a previous mass extinction. So I go,
Mm-hmm.
so why is it relevant? And here's the answer:
Mm-hmm.
human behavior is causing our own extinction.
I know.
Fail to live in harmony with nature. And harmony is beautiful and disharmony is noise. And Dr. Emoto, when I met him, was one of the few people who showed a physical expression of the energy in the field. And just so that I want you to know that, and people should know, the most valid science on the planet Earth is quantum physics. There's no science that's been tested more,
Mm-hmm.
proven to be truer. And I go, so what's the point? Well, maybe the summary statement, which accounts for Dr. Emoto's work,
Mm-hmm.
comes from Albert Einstein. We talk in physics about an energy. Energy is invisible. And so we're all surrounded by energy. Miko in Japan, me here in the United States. We got a cell phone coming. We got a
Mm-hmm.
television energy. We got the radio energy. We have sunlight energy. The energy we call the field. So I say the field is the invisible energy. And then here comes the most important quote from Albert Einstein. The quote is, the field
Mm-hmm.
is the sole governing agency of matter.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
It means the invisible field. is giving shape to matter. I go,
Mm.
so what's the invisible field? Consciousness, spirituality. These are our energy fields. So in my class, so just so you know, people can see now,
Okay.
I take a piece of iron and a file, and I file it and I make a pile of iron dust. We call iron filings, pieces
Mm-hmm.
of iron from filing.
Mm-hmm.
I put the iron dust in a salt shaker and I sprinkle on a piece of paper. I get just a pile of iron dust. I throw it away, get another pile. And then I say, wait, this time I put a magnet
Mm-hmm.
underneath the piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I sprinkle the iron filings on top of the
Oh wow.
paper,
Mm-hmm.
they don't form random, they form a structure of the magnetic field. And I go, well, why is it relevant? The pattern of the field is not in the iron filings. Every time I drop them, just a random pile.
Mm-hmm.
I say, where did the organization come from?
Mm-hmm.
The invisible energy field gave shape to the iron filings.
Mm.
And Dr. Emoto was the first to show that the invisible energy fields, especially consciousness and heart, are like the magnet
Mm-hmm.
in
Mm-hmm.
shaping the structure of water crystals.
Mm-hmm.
If you have harmony in the field, harmony is health, health is happiness, and
Mm-hmm.
you get beautiful crystal. You have disharmony, that's disease. And
Right.
disease is not good order. It's noisy. It's not good. I say, and you place an energy that is bad, a
Mm-hmm.
disharmonious energy, and the water crystals look ugly. So I
Mm.
say, that's the same story, but
Exactly.
better
Oh.
because you can see how beautiful an energy can be,
Mm-hmm.
but you can also see how negative an energy can be. And there's a lesson. We generate energy. Yes, our conscious mind. People say, you put wires on a person's head. I could read your brain action.
Mm.
I could read what's going on in your brain because the wires are conducting electricity from the brain. So you say, oh, yeah, my thoughts are in my head. I go, no,
Mm-hmm.
there's a new device that reads the brain, just like the one on this. This is called electroencephalograph, EEG. The
EEG.
new one is called magnetoencephalograph, MEG. But
Mm-hmm.
what's the point? The probe is out here and it reads the brain in here. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, what does that mean? Just stop and say, what does that mean? The most important meaning is your thoughts are not contained in your head because I can read them out here with a
Mm-hmm.
probe. And all of a sudden it says, then your thoughts are not just inside, but you're
It's
broadcasting your
outside.
thought. And I say, you're broadcasting what? Thought is a field.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go, but
Mm-hmm.
a field shapes matter. And I go, yes, it does. You are creating your life with an energy field. Look at yourself as a snowflake.
Mm-hmm.
If you are healthy and harmony and happy with life, you are responding to a lovely energy field.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have disease or unhealth or you're weak and you have trouble creating beauty, I say
Mm.
it's because you're broadcast. Your
Right.
energy is not in harmony.
Right.
I could show you the snowflake, I could show you the body.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them are shaped by energy.
Uh-huh.
And when Dr. Emoto showed this, this is very important because the public was ready
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
to see something that was like magic.
You're
And I go, it's not magic, it's science. And
right.
science is,
Oh.
can you create beautiful snowflakes in your world? And I say, you can if you are broadcasting beautiful harmony from your mind.
These days people are losing that harmony. Many people have lost that harmony within, and that's why they um, we have created this disharmony in nature on Mother Earth. But the only thing we just have to know is to live in bliss, joy, and happiness, and smile. That's all we have to do, right? Smile, then the brain thinks, "Oh, I'm happy," and the energy comes out, and then everything. I mean, we become very healthy
Yeah, but we
because.
also shape not just what's inside,
Mm-hmm.
we shape what's outside. The same as the outside is the crystal of
Mm-hmm.
water.
Yeah.
And you have to look at your outside world that you live in and go, do I have a beautiful crystal or do I have a crystal not so beautiful? I go, it's not the crystal that determines that. It was the consciousness, the
Mm-hmm.
energy field of your brain.
Mm-hmm.
So it says, well, why is that important? I say, well, how are you doing? I say, look at your life. Are
Mm-hmm.
you in a happy place? Are you in a world where everything is beautiful for you? If it's not, then the thought that you're ascending is not beautiful either.
Uh-huh.
That's why you are seeing not beautiful. It's not the world is shaping us. We are shaping the world.
Exactly.
And I said, why is that relevant? Because we don't believe that. We
Mm-hmm.
believe we are victims. I have no control over my life. My genes control my life. I go, first big mistake that is wrong. The mind controls the genes.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of cancer, everyone says, oh, there's a cancer gene. I'm going to give you a fact of science. You ready?
Okay, sure.
There is
Thank you.
no, there is no gene that causes cancer.
Mm.
There's no gene that causes cancer. Genes are, in English, correlated with cancer,
Uh-huh.
meaning they're connected with cancer, but they didn't cause it.
Mm-hmm.
I say, what causes cancer? A bad crystal, a bad harmony,
But
not just on the outside, but that means a bad harmony on the inside.
inside.
And the inside crystal is your body.
Mm-hmm.
You have a beautiful snow crystal, or is your body not so beautiful anymore? I go, what's the difference? I say, you're creating this with this mind. Uh,
Oh, go
yes,
ahead. Yeah.
please.
I was going to ask if it's all right for me to show you water crystals that we took last year from the word COVID-19.
Yes,
COVID-19 with fear and
yes,
replacing fear with love and gratitude. You will see. I mean, people will see the difference, and they will know how how we are really creating.
yes.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Let me see. Just a little bit. Excited. Why does this happen?
Well, it's really wonderful to be with you on this one, Miko, because your energy field comes from the beautiful crystal
Mm-hmm. Thank
that
you.
your teacher and my friend, Dr. Emoto,
Mm-hmm.
revealed a truth that was so simple.
Oh, it is
You
so
are
simple.
generating a field. You want to see your field? Take a look at your life.
Okay.
If, yes, you got it ready?
I got this ready and let me do this. Can you see this? Okay, I will
Yes.
make it. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, this is from the word COVID-19.
Yes.
You can tell that it's a little broken, but it's not really ugly formed like You Fool or ugly music.
Yes.
But what is worse is this,
What's
showing
that?
COVID-19 and fear together to water. It's like it's not hexagonal water crystal. It's
Oh,
even worse than COVID-19 itself.
yeah.
So water is showing that originally when COVID-19 started, it doesn't matter how it started, what it is, but originally it was not really that bad.
No, no,
No,
it
no.
still isn't very bad. Only
But
the belief of
exactly,
COVID is bad, but not the
fear.
COVID itself.
You're right. And fear is
Fear.
affecting, is
Yeah.
creating the worst. But not to worry, everyone, because if we change our fear, replace fear with love and gratitude, then it will change into this beautiful, brilliant crystal of water.
Yes.
So, this is something that I wanted to share with you today. Thank you.
Well, I want to say thank you because this is basically what I try to give people an insight about the science.
Uh huh.
And I want to tell them something because I want to connect what you just said to your own physical body.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes like this: fear and growth, you can't do them at the same time.
Mhm.
Growth is open. You want to take in food. You want to take in love. You want to take in peace. You got to be open and take it in. Fear is shut it down, close it. Don't let it come in here. I say, well, you're open in growth, but you're closed in fear. I say,
Right.
why is that relevant? Because when you close yourself down in fear,
Mhm.
the stress hormones, this is the secret, but it's not, that stress hormones shut off the immune system. I go, why would the stress hormone shut off the immune
Mhm.
system? I go, why are we using stress hormones? I go, originally,
Mhm.
we were afraid of a saber-toothed tiger that was going to chase us. The primitive tiger was going to come. And I say, if you're out in the field and you were in the ancient days like that and a tiger comes, yeah, you're going to have to run to save your life.
Yeah.
I say, okay, that's protection. I say,
Mhm.
so what am I using in protection? My stomach?
Mhm.
No. My liver? No.
Mhm.
My arms and my legs. So there's a pattern here I'm going to tell you. So the point is this: the blood has the energy.
Mhm.
So if I'm going to run away from a tiger, I want all of the energy I can get in the blood to go to my arms and legs. So if blood has another function and I'm going to use the energy for another function, but I don't need it, then the stress hormone shuts off any function I don't need
Mhm.
because it's only going to feed the one to run away.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Mhm.
here's two facts. First two facts.
Mhm.
When I say if I'm not being chased by a tiger, I say, where's the blood in my body? I say, most of it's in the, what we call the viscera, the gut. I say,
Mhm.
what's the blood doing in the gut? I say, oh, that's maintenance of the body, filtering the blood, filtering the air, cleaning up the blood, putting sugar in and doing the control, taking care of the body. I say, but if you're being chased by a saber-toothed tiger, I don't need to use the energy for that right now. I want to use the energy to run. So here's
That's
what
right.
happens. When the stress hormones go into the body, the first feeling is in your stomach. You feel queasy. You feel, they say, butterflies in the stomach. I say,
Mhm.
that's what's that? The blood vessels with the stress hormone, the blood vessels are shutting off
Mhm.
the blood in the stomach to push the blood to the arms and legs. So you feel the blood vessels, and it's funny, they're shutting off. You can feel in your stomach. And when you're afraid, you feel a little queasy. I go, that's the blood vessels.
Mhm.
Number two, and this is very important, this is the one I want to emphasize. The immune system protects you from something inside the body. And when you get sick and you have something inside your body, the immune system uses so much energy.
Mhm.
Sometimes you can't get out of bed. You have no energy because the immune
Right.
system's using it.
Mhm.
So I go, now think of this. You're being chased by a saber-toothed tiger
Mhm.
and you have an infection, a bacterial infection. So I ask you, well, how much energy do you want to use to fight the bacteria? And how much energy you want to use to run away from the tiger? And the answer is very simple. I don't care about the bacteria right now because if the tiger catches me, then bacteria is not my problem
Right.
anymore.
Right.
So I
Right.
say, here's the most important point. The immune system, when stress hormones are in, the stress hormones shut down the immune system. So I don't use energy to internal protection when I need the energy to run away.
Mhm.
So I say, so let's go back to 100,000 years ago and the tiger's chasing me. I say, if I escape the tiger, 10 minutes, I'm running, and 10 minutes later, I'm free.
Mhm.
I don't have a stress anymore. The stress hormone's gone. So when I was running from the tiger, I shut down my growth and I shut down my immune system to give me the energy. Tiger is not there. I'm safe. My growth comes back. My immune system comes back 10 minutes.
Mhm.
But today's world, that tiger is stress. And it happens 24 hours a day, 7 days a week,
Mhm.
365 days a year. It doesn't stop. I say, but what happens? I say, the same hormones are going in the body every day, not just
Mhm.
10 minutes. I say, but what do? Well, they shut down the growth. I say that'll affect you because you can get sick now because you're not healthy. But they shut down the immune system. I go, well, that was your
Uh-huh.
protection. And so, You go in the world and they're telling you, COVID is coming. I said,
Right.
that's a tiger. That's a tiger.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden you said, oh,
Oh my
the COVID's coming. And I said, what did you do? You got afraid. You got in fear. You
Uh-huh.
released the stress hormones. What did you do? You shut down the immune system.
Mm.
Now you're open for infection. The more I scare you, the
The
more
more,
you're open for
yeah,
infection.
right,
And it turns out people are being given a story to be afraid, to be in fear.
right.
Like the COVID is the tiger, it's going to kill you. I
Mm-hmm.
go, no, COVID won't kill you. 99.75% of all people who have the disease did not have a serious consequence. They got a week of a lousy flu and it wasn't a nice one. But guess what? When they recovered,
Mm-hmm.
their immune system made the best immune response. No vaccine could ever make that same immune response that you can make.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're afraid, the stress hormones shut off the immune system. Just a fact. When a scientist, when a doctor wants to transplant, let's say, a kidney into somebody else, that's a foreign kidney. That doesn't belong to you.
Right.
And I say, why is it relevant? If I put foreign cells in your body, your immune system will say, not self, and kill it.
Mm-hmm.
So here we have a problem. Person needs a kidney. We have to give it to them from somebody else. But if I put the kidney in their body, their immune system is going to try and get rid of it. So I say, so what do? They give the patient stress hormones before the operation
Oh wow.
because the stress hormones shut off the immune system. So when they transplant the kidney, the recipient does not attack it with the immune system. They
I see.
use stress hormones to shut it off. I say, but you watch the TV, you listen to the news, you surf the web, and every time you see fear, 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 I say, you're dripping the stress hormones, dripping
Yeah.
in your body.
Yeah.
And you're shutting down the immune system. You're making yourself sick before there's even no virus here. And that's a field. It's a belief. It's not
Mm-hmm.
physical. It's a belief.
Mm-hmm.
It's advertised with words and pictures, and that's a belief. And I go, it's a field. And I go, what? Let's go back to the very principal story of Dr. Emoto.
No.
If the field is not in harmony, the structure is also in disharmony. And if our consciousness field is not in harmony, then our crystal body takes on a very bad expression. And so it was the most important point years ago when he showed this,
Uh-huh.
but it takes a world time
Exactly. Yeah.
to catch on.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And the world needs to catch on now because they're being controlled to be sick and
Exactly.
powerless and
Mm-hmm.
weak.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact is, we are far from that. A human is the most powerful thing on this planet. You can walk across the hot coals with fire,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to believe it.
Exactly.
You
Yep.
don't
Yep.
believe it and you step on those coals, you're going to burn yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I go, you see, a field protects you.
Mm-hmm.
But if that field is broken with a bad story, the protection disappears. And we are being put into a field,
Mm-hmm.
a very bad field.
Um, I'm so happy. Thank you so much for sharing that because I know it's been more than a year and a half since this pandemic started. So so many people, let's say more than 7 billion people are living on this earth. And the energy that each person is emitting is affecting this Mother Earth, affecting ourselves
100%.
first. Yeah.
100%.
And 70 billion, the energy of 70%, 70 billion, 7 billion people are really negative with fear or anger or anxiety. What kind of the energy are we creating? What kind of energy are we giving to ourselves and to the Mother Earth? And no wonder we are watching TV, looking for numbers to uh, give us the reasons why we have to be scared of something, worry about something.
No
Instead,
power. That's what the message is. You have no power. But
mm-hmm,
we have the power, so come and get the vaccine.
instead.
And I go, I don't trust your vaccine because my immune system I trust more than you. And in fact,
Mm-hmm.
I really believe I had the COVID. It was a lousy week or 8, 10 days. But then I got over it and I say, why is it important? My immune system
This,
created a better response than any vaccine in this world could ever create. I
exactly.
trust myself, but they tell you not to trust yourself. They tell you you're a victim. I go,
Mm-hmm.
you're only a victim if you don't trust yourself. And as we talked about, consciousness with the probe out here
Mm-hmm.
is you are like a tuning fork. You're making vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Our thoughts are vibration. Everyone is making vibrations. I
Mm-hmm.
say, well, this is a problem because it's how many people are making the same vibration is where power comes from. The more people with the same vibration, the more power that vibration has. I go,
Exactly.
what about a good vibration and bad vibration? I go, that's very important. If lots of people have a good vibration, then health and harmony is the
Oh
result.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But a bad tuning fork, a bad vibration tuning fork, makes an energy that takes away harmony. The
Mm-hmm.
more people that are sending out the bad vibe, the more the physical world takes on the structure of the ice crystal.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, well, this is really important because what we need is more people with a good vibe because most of
Yeah.
them are being, you're going to get sick, you're going to die, you're going to, it's like scare everybody.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're lucky because we're humans who can always control our thoughts. And
That's where the power.
yes, and if we believe that we are controlling our own thoughts, stay positive state. Be happy,
Yes.
smile, be kind. Kindness is the really beautiful energy that we can emit also, right?
But that's it. And we can broadcast kindness or we can
Mm-hmm.
broadcast negative experiences. And as you said, and that's the most important thing, it's our choice.
It's our choice.
And
And
yet we don't even see the choice because we've been programmed like a computer to buy a story from somebody else. You don't trust
mm-hmm.
yourself in this world. We trust a professional.
Right.
Oh,
It
the
was
professional said be
professional.
afraid, then I'm going to be afraid.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I say, but in truth, each of us is our own professional.
Exactly. Yeah.
But if you give up and say that that person has more power, more truth, then your life doesn't become yours, it becomes what they say. And
Mm-hmm.
if they're giving a negative vibration and your life binds to that negative vibration, then look around your life. It's not happy, it's not healthy, and you don't even want to be there. And then there was a choice, and that's what you said. And I've been on that choice for 25 years now.
Wonderful.
And I'm so happy about it because for the first 50 years, uh, my relationship vibration, what am
Mm-hmm.
I creating?
Mm-hmm.
Vibration, creating a field, creating a structure.
Mm-hmm.
I say, I learned how to have relationship by studying my mother and my father.
Mm-hmm.
And I look back and I go, they had a very bad relationship. I don't
Oh.
want what they got. But guess
Mm-hmm.
what? My behavior was programmed. So
Mm-hmm.
I kept getting what they, no relationship that I wanted. I said, I don't want this.
Mm-hmm.
But I would bring them in. I say, why? Because what was my tuning fork? Sending out the vibration lesson that they gave me
Mm-hmm.
until I woke up and said, you're creating this. Me, I'm creating a
I'm.
problem. I says, my thought has been programmed by that. I said, no, that's not what I want. I said, what is it you want in a relationship? Then I create a picture.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I want, not what the program said.
Mm-hmm.
And when I changed my subconscious, and of course, that's the secret anyway,
Mm-hmm.
because the subconscious is working you, and the subconscious is the hard drive in the computer. It's where the programs are.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the programs you got from your family and your community before age 7. So I said, my hard drive's got programs that I do not like because maybe people in my family and my community were not the model that I want to be, but I got a program from them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so guess what? So I changed the program.
Ah!
And what did I get? I live in
It's
heaven.
good.
I live in heaven wherever I am. Why?
Right.
I don't let the energy from the outside vibration come in and change the energy of my source. I am creating with energy. If I let their energy coming in, then I'm creating with their energy. And their
Exactly.
energy doesn't show me what I want. I want something different than that outside energy because that's not good energy.
Yeah. You want the energy that you want to create. And
Yes,
we are the, each person is the creator. And,
exactly.
and so
I,
many people just forget about, have forgotten about it.
well, they
But
don't
we
know
are.
about it because, as I said, the beginning program did not come from you. I say, you buy a new computer and you bring it home and you push it. It says boot up. Boot up means the screen lights up.
Mm-hmm.
Brand new, brand new. I say, oh, it's booted up. I say, let's do something.
Uh-huh.
Let's make a drawing. Let's write a story. Let's make a spreadsheet. Let's surf the web. I say, I got a brand new computer. I cannot do that. I said, what do you mean? You got a brand new computer? I say, first, I have to put a program in. Then the program is I can call up Word, I can call up Firefox or Google. I can, but there's no program, I can't do it. And then once the program is in, then I could type on the keyboard and put in what I want into the computer. Okay, so here's the point: a brain of a child is a computer.
Mm.
We all know it's the most fabulous computer in the world. I go, so what about it? I say, it boots up on the last trimester. That means the last 3 months before being born. It's working. The screen lights up.
Mm-hmm.
I go, so what's the baby going to do with that? And I say, nothing. I say, what do you mean? Unless there's a program in that computer, nobody can do anything with it. So for 7 years, this is the amount of time,
Mm-hmm.
the brain is operating in a state like hypnosis.
Mm-hmm.
It watches the mother, it watches the
Oh.
father, it watches the brothers and sisters, the community. I say, but it's not just watching, it's like a video camera.
Mm.
It's watching, recording. How do they
Recording.
behave? How does the mom behave? Oh, how does the dad behave? That's different. How do kids behave? Oh, that's different. You learn all the behavior from what?
Mm-hmm.
Copying other people. I say,
Mm-hmm.
so what's important? I go, you have wishes and desires. Maybe they don't have the same one. I go, so
Mm-hmm.
why? Because their program, you can't get there because their program didn't have your wish and desire in it. And I say, then why? I say, because it turns out by age 7, from 0 to 7 is program,
Mm-hmm.
no consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
but learning.
Mm-hmm.
After age 7, you can type on the keyboard. Okay, so now you can change the program. But the problem, and here comes the problem for us, because remember, our brain is vibrating with, I could read it with a probe, I could read the energy field. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we're in a conscious brain, that's right here, the latest evolutions right here from the forebrain. Okay.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Um, we are operating with wishes and desires as creators. Conscious is creative.
Mm-hmm.
Subconscious is habit,
Mm.
is
Habit.
hardwired.
Exactly.
Habit. So I say, before you can create, first you have to put a program in. Those are the
Mm-hmm.
habits.
Mm-hmm.
Now you could live with a habit, but since you're the creator, you could say, no, I want to change the habit. I don't like
Mm-hmm.
that one. I'm free. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now comes, well, then how come if we're free to create heaven on earth, how come we don't have heaven on earth? I go, oh, I forgot to tell you, when you are thinking, the creative brain lets go of the control. I say, why? Well, imagine the body is a car
Mm-hmm.
and there's a steering wheel. And when the conscious mind is driving, where's it going to drive you? Wishes and desires, what you want. Let's drive to the fun place. Let's go
Mm-hmm.
have love. Let's have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I go, so when the conscious is driving, it takes you where you want to go. But here comes the problem. The conscious mind can think.
Mm-hmm.
I say, so what? No, no. If I'm looking out the world like out the windshield of my car, then I'm going in a direction. But if I'm thinking, I don't look out the window because where is thinking? Inside.
Mm.
So all of a sudden, instead of looking out the window where I'm driving, I'm looking inside, and I go, Miko,
Mm.
today is Monday. What are you doing on Thursday? And you say, it's not written, but I know in a minute or so, you could say, oh, on Thursday, I'm going to do this. I say, where'd you get that? I said, inside. I say, so what's the point? If conscious mind is driving, it's looking out out the window and it's driving toward wishes and desires.
Mhm.
But when the conscious mind thinks, it stops looking out the window, but the vehicle's still moving. I
Mhm.
say, well, then who's driving the vehicle? I go, subconscious is autopilot. Autopilot,
Mhm.
meaning it will take the control if my conscious mind goes inside. I go, oh, great. And I go, uh-oh. I say, why? Because the conscious mind might have different ideas in
Uh-huh.
different directions. And so if the conscious mind is running the show, conscious is creative, that's the one I want to go to. If subconscious is running the show, I'm going according to the program.
Mhm.
Was it a good program, bad program? I don't know. They were all downloaded
Right.
before I was even thinking. I go,
Mhm.
so why is it relevant? And the answer is this. When we are thinking, our life is controlled by programs, but we don't see them because why not? And I say, where's conscious mind looking? Is it looking out? And I say, no, it's looking in. So whatever program is happening from the hard drive, the subconscious, you don't see it. I said, why not? Because you're thinking, so whatever's being played, you can't see it. And I tell the same story now, 40 years, but it's a good story.
It's a beautiful, wonderful, most beneficial story that you can
Well,
share with everyone.
let me
Yeah.
add let me add this last piece of the story because this will make sense.
Okay.
You have a friend and you know your friend's behavior because you're close, you know your friend's behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And you know your friend's parent. And one day you see your friend has the same behavior that the
Mm-hmm.
parent. So you want to tell your friend, you go, hey, Bill, you're just like your father. And I'm going to tell you what Bill's going to say. I know the first thing, but I know what Bill's going to say. He's going to say, I'm not like my father. I'm nothing like my father. I'm not my father. And everyone laughs because they see it. I
Yeah.
go, this is why it's the most important story. All right. When Bill is thinking, the behavior is coming from the program, his father. But when he's playing that, he doesn't see it. So when somebody says, you're just like your father, he goes, I didn't see that. No, I'm not. I go, oh, well, 95% of the day you were playing the program, but you didn't see it. And I go, if the program is a bad program, then 95% of the day you are not going toward heaven, you're going toward hell. Why? Because you let go of the control and let the program take over. And I go, there's a movie everyone's seen called The Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, that's not science fiction. I call it a documentary.
Mm.
Why? It's true. I said, what is it? I said, program in the movie. Everybody's been programmed. I go,
Right.
well, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Because to be a child, you have to go through the programming, otherwise, it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But in the movie, they say, I got a red pill and a blue pill. I say, what's the blue pill? Oh, you take that, and when you wake up, life is just the way it's been every day, just the same.
Mm-hmm.
But then I said, well, what if you take the red pill? Oh, you get out of the program. I said, then what's life like without a program? And I go, most people out there on this show listening at one time fell in love. And I said, what happened when they fell in love? I say, in one day their life changed. I
Mm-hmm.
say, before they fell in love every day, blah, 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 blah. And then they meet the person, they fall in love. And 24 hours later, oh, life is beautiful. I'm so in love. The food is great. The music. Oh, I love my life. I go, blah, 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 a whole life. 24 hours later, heaven, heaven on earth for you? I go, how'd that happen? It was not an accident because science had recognized that is the same as taking the red pill,
Mm-hmm.
falling in love. And I
Mm-hmm.
go, well, how does that become the red pill? Because remember, I said, why are we playing the programs? Because the mind is thinking. But when you fall in love, you stop thinking. It's
Mm-hmm.
called being mindful. I said, what does that mean? You stay there in the moment. You've been looking for this person your whole life and they show up. This is not a time to think. This is a time to be here. So you stop thinking. I go, well, what happens? You stop thinking. I say, then you don't play the program. You
Mm-hmm.
only play the program when you were thinking. I say, well, what if you stop thinking? I say, oh, now you are creating. But from what? Not the program, but from the wishes and the desires of the conscious mind. And I say, so what happens when you fell in love? You took the red pill, you stopped playing the program, you started creating what? Wishes and desires. And I said, what was that? Heaven on earth.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden I say, heaven on earth was not an accident. Heaven on earth was you stopped playing the program that took away your power. And therefore, it's always available
Mhm.
until you have to change your program. If you're not experiencing heaven, it's the vibration that's making a bad crystal.
I
and
know. Yeah.
and when you go in the conscious mind, that's a different vibration, because the conscious mind is the vibration of wishes and desires. And all of a sudden the noisy world disappears and the beautiful harmony world shows up. Not an accident. We are creators, but we don't believe it. And therefore then you are a victim of what? Your belief. That's not a good one.
Mhm.
And
Eh,
we're here for what? Because we can change those beliefs.
right. Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. You know, we are so happy and so fortunate that we can change our programs. You can change your thoughts. You can choose what you want in your life.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm choosing love and joy and peace and happiness and pleasure. Why? It's a choice.
Yeah.
If you
Yep.
don't want to have pleasure, you can say, I don't want pleasure. But I say, well, then you're wasting your time because pleasure is really fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think everybody wants to do that, but it's our choice. So I would say, what would you like to choose for your life, for every day, for every moment?
Yes,
Every moment is the choice.
absolutely. That's so beautiful because all you have to do is stop.
Yeah.
I Stop what? And I say, just look at it. If you're in a place and you don't like it, you got what? Choice.
Change.
I could leave
Yeah.
here. I don't have to stay here to listen to this story. I could go
Exactly.
there and have a
Uh
different.
huh. Yep. 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 Well, Bruce, thank you so much. I wish I could stay with you here for 24 more hours, but unfortunately, we have to go. But I would love you to come back. And would you please come back one day again
I
in
would
probably
love
the
to
near
talk with
future?
you. And I'll tell you why I love to talk with you.
Oh, thank
A,
you.
because you have a lot of knowledge you acquired by working with Dr. Emoto.
Thank you.
But B, there's an audience out here that is looking for answers. And
Mm-hmm.
they're tuning in to you to offer different opinions and different things. So I am honored that you let me talk to your audience,
Oh, the
because
honor is
I would
mine.
love them to I would love them to experience what we're experiencing.
Yeah,
And we're not slaves other than the program. Change the program and you got a creation now, what you want, you
right.
know.
And you
And
know what is so beautiful is that we're talking about the same thing from different angles.
but
And so,
it's all physics,
yeah,
and physics is energy.
exactly.
And
And Albert
sing a
Einstein,
happy song.
yeah, well,
Because
yeah, that's
the
right.
vibration is a happy song.
Yeah. And everybody, please be always kind to yourself, but to others also.
Oh, we
Always,
have to,
always.
because what we send out comes back.
Exactly.
If you
That's a
send
law
out
of
a
vibration.
if you send out a bad signal, the only thing that's going to move is something that we call resonates with
Mm-hmm.
that vibration. If
Mm-hmm.
you send out a bad vibration, the only thing that's going to move is something else that has a bad vibration, because something with a good vibration won't move. So if you send out good energy comes back. You send out bad energy, then you know it's coming back as bad energy.
So let good energy comes back to you.
Yes,
Right. Okay, Bruce, thank you so much. I will stay in contact with you again and I will have you back. Please come back again.
I would love to. I enjoy being here with you because we're both having very good
Yeah,
vibrations right
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. We're sending out all the beautiful vibration to everyone. And everyone, thank you so much for being here with us from with Bruce and me. And I hope you have a wonderful and happy day. And we love you so much. Thank you,
Thank you.
Bruce. Thank